Gosh, gone 1 in the morning. I just had a conversation by messenger which has upset me somewhat, and upset the party, the second part as well. We're always going to be walking on eggshells. Not that always is going to be very much longer, I think. I think twice before answering a question, and I still don't phrase the answer tactfully enough. It is hard to hear that the world perceived me as someone who was giving her mother and father hell, although I did know at the time that that was how I was perceived. By the time I was 16, I had given up on life. I just gave up. Said it all on previous videos. And yet not all. I was still 15 when my father gave me crab lice. It was 3 months short of my 16th birthday. And I actually stopped living. Absolutely everything in my world changed. At the time that my father gave me crab lice, I had become engaged. But I had not been intimate with the man I was engaged to. I still thought life could go as it did in the romantic novels and magazines of the day. I still thought that, love and marriage and all that might be on the cards. A life. Instead, when my friends came knocking on the door, I refused point blank to see them. I just couldn't let them see me. This said it all. I had holes gouged in my face by my own nails. I'd stopped thinking I was human. Couldn't bear anyone to see me. Wouldn't enter a room unless the curtains were closed. Wouldn't go out until after dark. Moved to the city in the city room to sleep. It was a walk-through room. It could be approached from the front door or the back door. Which is to say you could come from any room in the house into the city room. From the kitchen, through the back door. From any of the bedrooms. From the bathroom. Anyone could walk through at any time, which was in one way a good thing for me. Because it was almost impossible for my father to get to me without the possibility that someone would catch him. I had slept for 10 years in my mother's bed, from 6 to 16, virtually 16, until I got the crab lice. That was one of the things that made it very difficult for my friends to come into my home. They couldn't come into my bedroom because I didn't have one. I almost think my mother took it as a slight when I left her bed, although I was 16 years old. I think in her heart she knew my father did not love her. Well, if he did, would he really have gone off and married another woman while living with her? She might have hated me, but I was all that she had. By the time I was 16. My brother had been in the army for 2 years, RAF for 2 years. And whether she hated me or not, she preferred having me for company to having no company. They were ghastly years, although it did get worse. Apart from the OCD that I had then, and the self-harm, and the suicide attempts, and the incredibly deep depression. Then, of course, the anorexia and the bulimia, the alcoholism. Addiction to prescription tranquilizers. That pretty much did to my life as much as my father did. I have said that the scar on my lip is down to my mother. She was emotionally abusive, very. I had driven my father and brother away. She took down old photographs of me, left up photographs of everybody else, and I do mean everybody. Told me no man would ever marry me. Told me I had eyes like gimlets. Never wondered what might possibly have changed me. From a child who had been described as tender-hearted. I can't think of those years without a kind of horror. And here I am at the other end, 61 with the digits reversed. In a lot of ways, my father killed me just as effectively as he did my mother, Fiona, and, in my opinion, Karen. It's just taken a lot longer, is all. But I gave him hell, eh? I know he didn't mean it that way. But even to hear that was what people thought. And where I made my mistake was hinting that paedophiles do not stop at one victim. They start at home with their own children. If they get access to their grandchildren or any other children. They seem to lose control. I hinted at that, and that was a hint too much. What the hell am I supposed to do with this knowledge? Well, as I say, dying will not be too bad a thing after all.